Paul Edgar has been he's a transcript. He's going to give a little bit about his background, but he's been watching this for many, many years, and he has a quick overview of what the proper process looks like, where going forward, we're all paying attention.
Thank you all. I'm a retired businessman. I commuted from Salmon Creek to my office in Northwest Portland for a lot of years, and my job was as an IT systems analyst and a business owner. And one of the things, when you're kind of a systems person, you can see a problem, and we can obviously see a problem. We're trying to address the problem, so back in the 1990s, in fact, I joined up with Tom Milkey and a bunch of other people, and we started really looking at it. We took on a little thing called a HOV lane that was out here, and found out that some of the people were massaging the numbers to justify the HOV lane, and we got the raw numbers, thanks to Tom, so that they could not present falsehoods. And with that, the underpinning of what they were saying fell apart, because we knew what they were doing. But what we have now is, then I followed on to the I-5 Trade and Transportation Partnership and a bunch of these things, so from the late 1990s through the 2000s. So I watched the process, and this process was preordained right from the word go. They knew what they wanted, and we were either blocked out or were there only to basically rubber stamp a lot of what they wanted to have happen. And that was to put light rail into Vancouver, period. And now they found out, wow, if we can get all Vancouver and Clark County people paying tolls, this is a great revenue stream that we can start getting this extra money. You know, it's free money. So we want you to realize that the key to this thing right now, this where do we go from this point on, is not to be negative or to be talking about being anti. It's about finding solutions, the right solutions. Years ago, we identified that if we had lightened I-205, and I sat down with, at that time was the Federal Highway Administrator for this area, James Cox. And James Cox and I and a transportation manager from Clackamas County in Oregon, and he said there's three things. That if we were to widen I-205 to its full capacity and made it the primary freight corridor, where we already have the width of the space that's needed to build it, we wouldn't need to do anything to the I-5 bridge. Period. Because there would be a justification. Wow, that could probably be done for pennies on a dollar for what they're proposing. Secondly, we have this swing railroad bridge that was talked about. If we were to take that swing railroad bridge right-of-way corridor, and as Commissioner Milkey talked about, we really need additional bridges and we need additional corridors. The I-5 corridor through Portland is broken. It's broken beyond repair. It's 2 lanes along the East Bank section. Any of us that have driven it all the time, we see it. So we know that traffic just backs up from there into here. If you take the next 20 years of all federal funding and put it into this one bridge project, there will not be any money left for anything, let alone the maybe 20 to 25 billion that it would take to widen or repair this area where 84 comes in, the Markham Bridge, the Fremont Bridge, all of this area through there. We can't afford that, and besides that, they do this, there would be no money left. But they've got another excuse for you. Like in the Oregon legislation, what they called HB 2800, in my brain, they put into it a caveat that said, oh, we can use transportation demand management. That is a code word for tolling I-205. They aren't going to give up. We just have to present alternatives and know that there are regional and wonderful alternatives. If we go along that corridor, there's 2 or 3 proposals, Third Bridge, Aorta project. These projects talk about the ability to take and go along potentially Portland Street all the way into Portland and create this new alternate corridor. If that was done, again, that would get trucks and traffic, that would have a port-to-port link. And I remember sitting there with the Port of Portland working on the Metro Transportation Plan back in 1998, when the Port of Portland came to us and said, we want a port-to-port link to get trucks off of the I-5 bridge. Wow! What happened? Nothing. What we need to do is have all of you, and as our wonderful legislators have said, it's you, and it's going to be your voice, you telling them, we can ask for a new environmental study of this thing, we can take it back, but we have to let Olympia know right now, everyone, emphatically, that what we have is going to hurt jobs, people, businesses, and it doesn't accomplish anything, and we need another solution, and we're ready and willing to work with the powers to be to have a solution that actually works. And I think that that's what we all want. Thank you.